How are you? Where are you?
I am actually in Laguna Beach, working out of a studio out here.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like this gnarly sty in my eye, which makes my face really weird and deformed, but bear with me. You are frozen.
No. Am I? Oh, wait.
For me.
Let's see.
How is your Wi-Fi? And also, are you on a computer or a phone?
Computer.
Okay, good. Okay.
Do you still see me as frozen?
Yes, but I can hear you, which is great.
Oh, wait. Should I try and join again?
Oh, now I can see you.
Can you see me moving?
Yeah, I can see you moving.
Okay, sick.
In space.
Good. So wait, Laguna Beach.
I just want to make sure. Yes, I am in Laguna Beach for a few days. I haven't been home in 3.5 months, so I get to go home in a few months. I get in a few days. Well, in like a few weeks, I guess. I don't know.
Oof.
Whatever.
I feel like you're just on the road all the time.
Yeah, this was a bit too long of a stretch, but yeah,
Really?
I was on the road like 300 days last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your health routine?
Lol. How is she? God, I wish I could tell. I wish I had. I'm getting styes, which is a new weird thing for me all the time. I guess that happens on airplanes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got this like crazy eye kit. I went to the doctor today, and it's like that.
Nice.
Anyways,
Fun.
What is your health routine?
Sleep.
God, how many hours a night do you get?
I try and really do minimum of like 6.5, 7.
Every night?
I try.
I got this Aura. Do you know about the Aura ring?
Yes. I'm a zombie if I don't. I just can't function, and I also become like super on edge, and it's just no good for anyone. So I need to like. I'm not that kind of person that can function without sleep. I don't know how people do it.
Oh my God. I thought I was like that, and then when you like have to, you just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like
that's true.
high functioning, but you just,
yeah.
Yeah. I would like, what I do is like, I'll sleep for like 1 to 3 hours a night, 3 nights in a row if I'm touring like different countries. Wow. And then I'll sleep for like 16. So
yeah. I think also with my voice, I'm like...
Yeah, it is your instrument, is your body.
I'm just like, it's almost
totally
like
different.
It's like an athlete. You're just like, I hydrate a certain amount a day. I don't need to eat certain things. And in here I am drinking
for
beer.
Sure. I always think like, dude, what if my body is not treated the best all the time. Mm-hmm, like I just really have to move my fingers and hit play on a CDJ. Mm-hmm, so it's like so different. Speaking of that, you're putting together a new live hybrid set?
I am.
Tell me about that.
So last year I actually had a whole 2-hour geek call with Eric a couple weeks ago, because he was telling me he was preparing for the tour with you, and we were just like geeking out on what instruments and how could he route. It was a very boring, nerdy conversation.
I love those conversations.
I can do those for hours.
I'm excited to see what he does. I haven't been able to talk to him about it yet. So so what does yours look like?
So I'm working on this new thing that I basically, because up until now, I did the classic thing of like last year I went on tour with Elderbrook for like a few months, right? And I basically, I took all the music I had and translated into a live show, right? That's kind of like the classic route. And by
live show, can you break that down? Like, what does that mean for you?
So live show, I was like, so my background's a jazz guitarist, so I always played guitar when I'm on stage, like live guitar, FX, full solos. So I have a guitar, I have a keyboard that changes sounds with the MIDI, like Ableton is like shifting it per song.
Yeah.
Then I had a whole, like effects rack, that had like a launch pad, and it had an APC-40, and then I had a bunch of like analog effects that could go to the master of whatever's coming out of the computer. And I was singing live. So there were all these like, kind of live elements.
And it was just you. And
just
you were doing
me.
all that.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of remembering and coordination, but I had this like very purist approach. Maybe that's the teenage jazz musician in me. I was like, I'm gonna play everything live as much as possible and trigger the thing. And then after months of touring, I was like, wow. Not sure you need to trigger everything. Doesn't matter. But so I built a whole station around me, and that was such a talk about a learning experience of how to build a live show. I know you're working on one right now that you're about to tour, right?
Well, I have a lot to say after you finish. I'm hearing because I've decided to sort of go the other direction after thinking a lot about it. So actually, before you keep going, did you have like a redundancy system, or did you just have your laptop running Ableton and just like did that ever fail?
I did a prayer every day before I got on stage, and I was like, dear computer, have my back, and I got yours. But I have actually a really good story about that. So 35 shows in, computer didn't do, really was my friend, was my family, me and the computer. And the 31st show, the end of the tour, we're NSF at the Wiltern, and computer shuts off. In the beginning of the show, it won't start the show.
Oh,
and all the tech team, the tour manager, production manager, everybody's like, the computer isn't coming back. Finally, with a miracle, the computer comes back after 15 minutes. Somehow, I'm able to start the show 20 minutes after I'm supposed to. And every minute, I'm sure you know how this feels, you want to die. You're just like, what do I do? Do I perform this acoustic? I don't have even an acoustic guitar. What do I do?
God.
So the computer comes back, and I was like, I have to own it. So the first thing I say to the audience before I play a single note, trigger a single thing, I'm like, hey guys, I know we all witnessed what just happened. And I have to say, this is the first time it's happening on tour, and it's kind of magical that it's happening at the end. It's reminding me that I'm human, and nothing's perfect. And the audience was like, let's go. And then the energy of starting the show was so magical, because I think this is what I also look to when I'm in an audience, to see the performer be real. I'm not looking to see perfection. I want to be it to be relatable, and none of us is perfect. And so that was a cool lesson.
That's so did you also have to start kind of in the middle of your set to make up for that time, or how did they let you go late?
I think we just pushed everything.
Oh my God, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what is this new live?
This new hybrid set is. So since then, it's crazy how much we evolve musically and taste and things we want to do. And I basically have really gotten to a place where I want to create a full hour, or hour and a half dance show. Full on, it could go in a club, it could go in a festival, but the essence is dancing and not as much songs that are performed with dance elements, which is what I was doing, but a mix with live elements in it. So I kind of
I lost you for a minute. Sorry.
Oh
God, you're okay. So the essence is I heard you at the essence is dancing.
The essence is dancing it's basically gonna feel like a mix. You barely stop, and
higher energy too, or
higher energy. Higher energy. I would say around the 125 BPM.
Yeah.
But it has. What I'm doing is I created a framework, and now I'm filling in I'm coloring in the lines. I know how it wants to feel, and I'm making now music to fit that feeling within how I want to perform. Yeah. Which is something I've never done. I've always made whatever songs and figured it out.
Yeah, this is a song I made, and then I'm gonna. Oh wow! So does that mean that you're actually creating song? You sound like a electronic music producer, DJ. So are you creating songs now? I mean, in the same way that you made the songs before, and then you went and performing. Are you now just making songs that you want to perform?
Exactly, and songs that carry this.
You know what? I just listened to an interview by what is that girl that is the biggest right now? Chapel Rowan. Mm-hmm. She talks exactly about. She's like, I just wrote these songs because I decided that it'd be more fun to play high energy pop music than what I was playing before.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That is because as a DJ, I produce songs based on what club I'd want to play these in at what time of day. I'm producing them for the dance floor at all times. So I am I'm working on. I took all these songs I made for this album, and now I'm making live versions of them that I'll just have. I'm gonna DJ though. I'm just gonna, because like I just like that is what I'm the best at. I've just spent 100,000 hours this year DJing all over the world. Like this is where I'm the most comfortable, and so but I just want my songs that from this album that I'm touring to just like Daft Punk's Alive tour, you know, where they took all their songs, they mashed them up, and they put even bigger drums than Daft Punk drums, and that's what, you know, that's sort of the concept for this, because there's so many like emotional, like low moments of the album, and I just need to raise those.
Exactly.
So
and you're
I
like,
sort
how
of,
is this?
So like I didn't want to like not make those songs, but I also just like know that when I go out and DJ, I want it to be bigger, just bigger. So it's just
what
like,
are you doing? Edits? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Or remixes?
Exactly. Yep. Essentially remixing the album.
Nice.
Which is maybe a little bit too big to chew right now, but I'm trying. I'm trying it.
Talk
so
about
I'll have like an hour that's like, this is all the album songs with bigger energy, and then I'll have like a heady moment that will lead into a DJ set that will just be different. That will just be raging, hopefully every night. You know.
I mean, that's this interesting question, right? With like the scene and kind of genre or world we're in. How do you bring high energy and combine it with emotion?
Dude.
Right?
Dude.
Sometimes it feels like they don't go together. Or they're really hard to bring together.
This is like such a weird example that I mean, because I just discovered it today. But you know, Dead Mouse. Okay, I mean, I knew who he was. But the song Strobe.
Yes, I know that one.
Okay, I just heard it for the first time, and I like it kind of. Between that and listening to the Alive album sort of blew, because like there are emotional moments even like for robots, you know, and like it's like Dead Mouse, you can't get more masculine than that guy, right? But
oh
it's
my
like,
god,
what emotional dance music that 10-minute journey is. I've been sort of trying to like lean into that. Like it's the songs are sounding more electro, probably because of the Daft Punk stuff, but I'm so excited to see your show. When are you premiering it?
Well, I'm in the midst. So what I did is, I'll show you on the camera. I went. I'm on the East Coast now, but I stopped in the woods of Connecticut.
That
and
sounds
I built
incredible.
I don't know if this studio.
Oh my God, where is that?
It's in this area called Litchfield in Connecticut, and look at this. Oh, it's insane. I spent a week there.
God.
And I've never had an experience making music like this. So I've made a bunch of shit there, and I'm in the process. I'm just like, you know, when you feel like you're plugged in?
That place would make me want to go even more beautiful and more like low. You were making dance music there?
But you know what was interesting? It gave me such a counterbalance of going harder because it was holding space for me, and it made me feel comforted. Does that make sense?
Oh my God, how cool.
I feel like if I'm actually in a studio that's like a cave and it's dark, it feels already energetically tough for me, so I want to make stuff that will make me feel good, but the trees. Yo, dude, the first night I was there, so the cicadas were so loud. It felt like a thick layer of ambience, like you would throw in an Ableton. You would like splice ambience. Like that was my week there, and it was so loud, and I was like, whoa. And I recorded them with my iPhone, and I played it back in the speakers to them, like cranked it up. I wish I recorded what happened. I was just like, they were talking, the speakers and them. And throughout the week, I felt like I'm going to sound a bit woo-woo here, but I developed like a relationship, I felt like, with the nature around, and I felt like it was getting infused in the music. And the last day, a fucking hawk landed on the branch right in front of the studio, and the energy was like, yo, I've been listening to your beats. Like, and it sat there for 30 minutes, and I was like, and then I looked it up, and turns out the Hawks are really into drums, and even Native Americans used to do drum circles to call in Hawks and their ceremonies. I felt really deep.
Dude, your album cover has to be a hawk.
Dude, I know. Wait, I don't. You can see that.
It has to be that photo. Are you kidding me?
Isn't that insane? It was insane. I'm going back there for a few days. Yeah, but
you should go back there all the time. Wow, I can't wait to hear this. Is it? Please, I'm dying to hear anything that you want to send me ever.
Yes, I'll send.
Okay.
It's in the world. It's feeling like it's like a bit more. It has this like, if I would give it a color, it's like this deep blue with like this shimmer of like silver, and it's like, it feels a bit techno-y, but like very groovy and sexy, and I'm using my vocals for most of the drums.
Girl, you have to me. Also,
yes,
before I forget, are your personal pronouns her, she, her?
Yes.
Wait, this is
wow.
This is
I'm excited.
This is so exciting.
I know,
and
I'm
what
excited.
What made you want to go in this direction? Was it like going out to shows, or was it your tour, or what?
That's it. I love that question. I think just taste evolving, the things I listen to. Mm-hmm. I also think a massive
What were you
influence,
listening to a lot?
I think I was listening to more like experimental, weird, like I have a whole playlist of like stuff I find. I can't even here I can pull it up probably. But like just I call it production that is falling apart. You know, it's like things that feel like they're being broken and smashed and like processed and stretched, and you know, things that feel crunchy, like you could put in a sandwich and take a bite in. I hope I'm making sense.
If you put a chip in a sandwich,
exactly,
okay.
And it does like exactly,
yeah.
and that feeling. But I think mostly what was influencing me, honestly, is like I've been with my partner now for 3 years, and she's a contemporary dancer. And like top. That's why she's in New York. She's dancing here with the company, and we've created a lot of stuff together over the past few years. And I've made a lot of music for dancers through her and dance companies.
Whoa!
And that has just informed my production in a different way. And I think it's now shifted. It's like shaped my taste, and I love what it's bringing out. It's like it's more textural.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
I think that's
God.
the biggest influence. Mm-hmm.
That is a very cool influence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read your. This is all amazing. So how how this works is all of this stuff will be used on social media and stuff. But then I'm gonna read your bio now and ask you 3 questions. And this is the portion that will live on the radio show, which is about like it's like 4 to 5 minutes, so it's shorter.
By the way, before that, congrats on fucking everything.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
No, you're smashing it. You're smashing it. And this is a parentheses outside of all this, and it's really fucking cool. I mean, I thought that even years ago when we met for the first time, but it's cool how much you're into providing platform and shining light and like creating community, and I think that's not to be taken for granted, and I think by anyone around. So
thank you.
Good job.
Oh man, I need to like work on like, except that's like the whole time you're talking I was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Like I really need to I need to send that forest that you were in. Woo, thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
Of course.
Okay. You are listening to Femme House Radio with your host LP Giobbi, and this week we have EREZ. Okay, wait, hold on. Am I saying EREZ right?
Perfect.
Is it actually? Because you can tell me if I'm okay.
No, if you would have said EREZ, it would have been wrong. You said it right.
EREZ. Okay, cool. It's really cool. Okay, you're listening to Femme House Radio with your host, LP Giobbi, and this week we have EREZ. Born in NYC, raised in Tel Aviv, and now based in LA, she embraces a worldly sound that captivates audiences far and wide. From DJ sets to her live performances, EREZ delivers spellbinding solo performances, effortlessly transitioning between instruments and showcasing both her vocal and production talent. From smaller intimate venues to grand stages at the Brooklyn Mirage and renowned festivals like Coachella, Outside Lands, and The Shrine, EREZ captivates audiences at every level. Her top-charting single, Modern Dream, off of her debut album of the same name, gained notable recognition when featured prominently in the popular series Queer as Folk. This achievement underscored her ability to craft captivating music that resonates deeply with listeners. Welcome to Femme House Radio, EREZ.
Grazie. Hi.
Tell us your origin story. How did you start writing and performing and producing and playing?
Oof. Each one in a different stage of life, but first the playing came at 6 years old. I really was into starting to play guitar, and no teacher would take me because your fingers are too small. but somehow we found someone. And I became a classical guitarist, and then became a jazz guitarist, and then through a talent show at like 11 years old, they needed a singer, and they were like, the girl should sing, because we were a band of boys and a girl, so obviously they're like, she should sing. And I was like, I don't sing. So I started singing through that and discovered that I could sing. So I played, and then I sang, and then...
When gender stereotypes actually help, this is great.
Yes, I was like, you know what? Thank you for that. Thank you. That was actually a good one. I appreciate it. Who knows where would have been without that? And then from that moment, I started writing songs and became...
How did you how did you know you could write a song?
Because I think we were in this band, and we were like this local heroes of this small town, and we were like, we should write original music. You know, you're like 13 and you think you're like a rock star. And I was like, well, if I'm the girl singing, I'm going to write the songs. So I wrote the songs, because like, if I'm singing the lyrics, I better believe them. And we kind of, so that kind of naturally happened. And then I really fell in love with that way of expressing myself. And then for a few years, fell in love with jazz. I more fell in love with world music, actually. I started like listening and playing music from like, you know, India and Greece and Iran, and just a lot of those sounds, you know, being from the Middle East kind of speaks to me. And then but then I was like this jazz musician by day, practicing scales, and raving at night, because I knew all the club owners and all my friends were DJs. So it's like this split, and eventually started getting into electronic music. And then again, gender stereotypes, hated being the woman who walks into a studio and the men assume that she only sings. And I was like, I don't want to be dependent on anyone, and I'm tired of sitting next to the chair of the producer. I want to be in the chair. And it was more of a necessity. And once I learned the tools, I actually found that today, if you would ask me what's my strongest tool in my toolbox of music, I think I would say production, because it's the ultimate final expression of all the things you want to funnel. You know, it's like the tools are the paintbrush, and then all the elements are like the colors, and then the production is this final composition of the order of the colors. And I love the feeling of being able to shift things around, and
it's literally that answers literally why Femme House was started, because so many women were coming and like looking for producers, oftentimes getting in the studio with male producers, and like we just wanted to give them the tools to just be able to make their own demos, really. So that story is, I love that story. Good for you for figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I'll never forget this story, and this is something I tell to a lot of female producers I meet who are maybe, you know, beginning or younger. It's like, I remember being 18 for the first time in a studio, being overwhelmed, sitting next to a male producer, and thinking, I literally had this thought, oh, that's not for me. I was like, oh, that's not for me. I'm not technical.
Exactly my experience, yeah.
I can't do this. Literally, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, culture has implanted that idea inside of us that we're not capable.
You just articulated this perfectly. That is exactly, that was exactly my journey. That was exactly my process. That's still something that I have to overcome. You just nailed that. Wow. Thank you for sharing that story.
Of course.
And I'm going to ask you now to tell us about your label and Queer Party in the Open.
So, In the Open came from, it's the name of a song on my album that I released a few months ago. So it came from there. And I really
from
Modern Dream. And I really loved the idea of In the Open. It felt very free to me, and just being yourself, and like, and I just have this image of just a person like fully hands like running in the streets, just, you know, listening to their favorite track. And and being queer and being yourself in that regards. And I think the past few years I've fully have gone more and more into being myself and feeling comfortable with that. And I wanted to create a party that of the DJs that I love, and the essence of that I love, and kind of this texture in the air of the kind of people that are coming through and the music that's being played and the aesthetics. And yeah, it kind of naturally was born. And I started this party a year and a half ago. And in the beginning, it was mostly meant for like once a year for Pride. But then the energy was so fun and the vibe was high. And we're now making it like it's a seasonal thing. So I'm saying it's like, for now, it's like 4 times a year in LA. But, you know, it's going to go to like New York and hopefully the bigger cities around the world, like Paris, London.
I absolutely see that for you. Ooh, I can't wait to go to one myself. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Femme House Radio. We are huge fans of yours. I love what you're doing. I love the energy that you come from and the space that you're occupying. And thank you for being visual representation for other people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.